Imagine waking up in another world as a literal god. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, 6 people from modern Earth experienced exactly that. And let me tell you, it didn't go how you'd expect. One became so powerful, he had to split himself in half. Another manipulated gods like chess pieces for thousands of years. One went completely insane and sleeps in a tomb. And the protagonist? He had to literally erase his own identity to save everyone. Buckle up, because we're diving into the absolutely wild fates of Lord of Mysteries' 6 visitors from Earth. And trust me, by the end, you'll understand why becoming a god is the worst thing that could happen to you. Okay, let's start with the oldest and most tragic case. The ancient sun god. This guy wasn't technically a transmigrator. He was what's called a survivor. His real name? Grisha Adam. And back on Earth, he worked as a researcher at Chernobyl. Just a normal scientist doing his job. Then everything changed. The primordial god Almighty, the original creator of this world, chose Grisha as a backup plan. Like a save file for a video game. He put Grisha to sleep in a place called the Chaos Sea. And Grisha stayed there, sleeping for literal thousands of years. When he finally woke up at the start of the second epoch, he wasn't human anymore. He inherited part of the original creator's power. He walked out of the Chaos Sea wielding 2 god pathways at once, Sun and Hangman. He controlled something called the Area Uniqueness and held the first blasphemy slate. Basically, he started the game at max level. So what did he do? He went on an absolute rampage. He fought and defeated the Elf King, the Giant King, the Dragon of Imagination, the Phoenix Ancestor. One after another, he crushed the ancient gods and took their power. He single-handedly ended their era and brought humanity into the spotlight. Sounds amazing, right? Here's the problem. The primordial god Almighty was trying to resurrect inside his body. Imagine having a cosmic entity slowly taking over your mind. The corruption was spreading through him like poison. So Grisha did something desperate. He ripped part of his own personality out. He combined it with godly power and created another version of himself, the Dark Angel Sasra. His backup plan. He kept conquering. He teamed up with the Evernight goddess. Together they helped another ancient god, Lilith, fake her identity as the Earth Mother. Political games at a cosmic level. By the third epoch, Grisha collected all 5 pathways needed to become the god Almighty. He was one step away from ultimate power, from literally being God. But the corruption was too strong. His other self, Sasra, knew what had to happen. He gathered the most powerful angels in the world. He allied with multiple true gods, including the Evernight goddess. They formed a secret organization called the Rose Redemption. Their mission? Kill the ancient sun god. Not to destroy him, to save him. The plan was to kill him so he could resurrect without the corruption. A hard reset. And it worked. Sort of. At the last second, 3 angels betrayed everyone. The Wind Angel, White Angel, and Wisdom Angel. They literally ate his corpse and became the Lord of Storms, eternal blazing sun, and God of knowledge and wisdom. In the chaos, Sasra grabbed the Hangman power. He merged with all of Grisha's rage and pain and negative emotions at death. Sasra became the insane, true creator. But here's the twist. Grisha's divine consciousness didn't die. It woke up inside his son Adam. Adam spent thousands of years pretending to be just Adam. But the whole time, he was the ancient sun god, playing the longest game in history. He manipulated Emperor Roselle into switching pathways. After Roselle died, Adam tried to create a new Black Emperor. When Klein destroyed that ritual, Adam revealed his true power. During the final God War, Adam merged with the true creator. He used the Chaos Sea as a power source and temporarily imagined entire god pathways into existence. He became a half-great old one. While Klein fought his own battle, Adam accommodated the Chaos Sea. He became the foundation holding Earth's civilization together, from a Chernobyl researcher to the pillar of reality itself. That's Grisha's story, and honestly, it's heartbreaking. Now let's talk about the actual first transmigrator, the Evernight goddess. Her name was Ammonizes. Back on Earth, she was a corporate executive in Northern Europe. High-level position, good salary, normal life. Then the celestial worthy, another cosmic entity, kidnapped her soul. He hung it above a place called Sapphira Castle, like a puppet waiting to be used. Eventually, he threw her soul into the body of an 8-legged demonic wolf, a monster serving under an ancient god named Phlegria, and Ammonizes woke up, the first transmigrator to successfully escape Sapphira Castle's trap. She wasn't some weak human anymore. She was already sequenced too. She served as a minor goddess under Phlegria, called the Goddess of Misfortune. When Phlegria eventually fell, Ammonizes seized her chance. She grabbed the Darkness Pathway authorities. She became a Sequence 0 true god, and she was ruthless. She hunted down and killed every single descendant of Phlegria. All of them. She sealed powerful angel families in the nation of Evernight. She worked with the ancient sun god on political schemes that spanned epochs. During the third epoch, she helped form the Rose Redemption to assassinate the ancient sun god and save him from corruption. In the fourth epoch, She allied with other gods to defeat death and the primordial demoness. She became one of the 7 orthodox gods ruling the northern continent. But here's where Ammonizes showed her true genius. In the 5th epic, the celestial worthy prepared to resurrect using a new transmigrator named Zhou Mingrue. The moment Zhou Mingrue landed in this world, the celestial worthy should have taken over his body instantly. Ammonizes intervened. Using corruption in a special artifact, she hacked into Sapphira Castle. She tampered with a mechanism. She sent the power that was supposed to possess Zhou Mingrue to a completely different location, the Forsaken Land of the Gods. She saved Klein's life before he even knew he needed saving. She watched Klein grow. She allowed him to destroy George III's god ritual. When the God War erupted, she teamed up with Lilith and ambushed the god of combat. She took his power. With Klein's help, she obtained water from the river of eternal darkness. She became a half-great old one. She went all in, helping Klein become a true god. Why? Because only when a new Lord of Mysteries existed could she get the river of eternal darkness that had been sealed away. In the year 1360, Ammonizes accommodated the river of eternal darkness. She combined it with multiple pathway uniquenesses. She became the eternal darkness, a true great old one. From corporate executive to the embodiment of eternal darkness itself, Ammonizes played a game that lasted thousands of years, and she won. Now, Emperor Roselle, the second transmigrator, and honestly, his story is the most tragic. His real name was Huang Tao. Back in China, he worked in marketing and sales. Completely ordinary guy. One day, he bought a mysterious silver plate covered in strange symbols from an antique shop. Big mistake. The plate pulled him into Sapphira Castle. In the year 1143, he transmigrated into the body of Roselle Gustav, a declining nobleman, and Roselle became a legend. He invented the steam engine, improved ship technology. He sparked the entire industrial revolution. He worked with powerful beyonders to overthrow kingdoms. He became the first consul of a new republic. For 19 years, he changed everything. Legal reforms, technology booms, constant wars. Every major nation bowed to him. Then he crowned himself emperor. Caesar the Great. During his rule, the god of craft finally digested his potion and got renamed the god of steam and machinery. Roselle was that influential. He discovered ancient ruins at the edge of the Misty Sea. He found not just the Western continent, but also the abyss itself. And the abyss corrupted him. He got treatment, but hidden pollution stayed in his soul. Later, he met the corrupted Mr. Door, who convinced him to visit the moon. After reaching Sequence 1 as the Knowledge Emperor, Roselle went to the moon, and he learned the most horrifying truth imaginable. His world was Earth. He'd never left home. He'd been on Earth the entire time, but visiting the moon fully corrupted him. The mother goddess of depravity took control. Roselle became paranoid, extreme, violent. His pathway had no hope of advancing further. So Roselle tried a desperate plan. He forcibly switched to the Black Emperor pathway. The Black Emperor has a special ability, death and resurrection. He planned to use death to wash away the corruption. Multiple churches and noble families assassinated him at White Maple Palace, exactly as he planned. But the corruption was too strong. When he tried to resurrect, new pollution came with him. So Roselle stopped the resurrection. He went to sleep in his final mausoleum on Misty Island. When his daughter Bernadette found him, he briefly woke up. He told her to seal him. After she left, he met Klein. He confirmed Klein was also a transmigrator. He warned Klein about the blasphemy cards and the mother card. Then he slept again. During the apocalypse, Roselle briefly resurrected in the astral world. He balanced multiple outer god corruptions against each other. He stayed lucid just long enough to help. Then he died again. Amon delivered a message from Adam. If Roselle's 9 mausoleums survive for 100 years without being destroyed, and no new Black Emperor is born, Roselle will resurrect. Free from madness. From a marketing guy, to an emperor, to a sleeping corpse waiting for a second chance. Roselle's story shows what happens when ambition meets corruption. Next, Klein Moretti, the protagonist, the third transmigrator, and the most selfless person in the entire story. His real name was Zhou Mingrue, a software engineer living in China. One night, he tried a luck enhancement ritual from an old forum post. Worst decision of his life. The ritual pulled him into Sapphira Castle. In 1349, he transmigrated into Klein Moretti's body, a history graduate who'd just shot himself. The celestial worthy should have instantly possessed Klein's body. But thanks to the Evernight goddess's interference, Klein survived. He joined the Blackthorn Security Company as a civilian employee for the Church of the Evernight. He became a beyonder. He consumed the seer potion. Because he could read Emperor Roselle's diary written in Chinese, Klein knew secrets nobody else knew. He advanced rapidly. Clown, magician, faceless. Then a traitor named Insazangwil killed him using a sealed artifact. But Klein resurrected using the Grey Fog's power. He went to Backland for revenge. He became Sherlock Moriarty, a detective. He uncovered conspiracies. He killed his enemy. He got revenge. He kept finding more conspiracies. Aurora Order. Which sect? The royal family. He exposed them. He destroyed a true creator descent ritual. He saved thousands of lives during the Great Smog of Backlund. Klein was the ultimate protector, always protecting the innocent. Then came George III's God ritual. Every Orthodox God approved it. The ritual required a massive war. Millions would die. Klein thought of all the innocent people who'd fall like wheat being harvested. He thought of families destroyed, children orphaned. Every god said yes. Klein said no. He destroyed the ritual. But Amon, the angel of time, parasitized him. Amon brought him to Chernobyl. Klein learned the devastating truth. His world was Earth. Home had always been there. He'd never actually left. But he couldn't go back. And worse, outer gods were targeting Earth. His real family and friends were in danger. Klein needed ultimate power, but advancing meant losing himself to the celestial worthies' consciousness. He made the choice anyway. Some things are more important than your own existence. He'd lose everything. His memories, his personality, his identity. Everything except his love for those he wanted to protect. With that conviction, he defeated Amon. He gave final instructions to his friends. He released everyone the celestial worthy had sealed. Then Klein fell into deep sleep. For 11 years, he fought the celestial worthies while inside his own mind. A battle in the darkness of his own consciousness. In 1360, Klein won. He completed the fusion. He accommodated Sapphira Castle. He became the new Lord of Mysteries. But the Klein who woke up wasn't the same Klein who fell asleep. He'd fused with the celestial worthy. Parts of his old self were gone forever. From a software engineer to the Lord of Mysteries, Klein sacrificed his very identity to protect everyone. That's a hero. Now let's talk about the devil monarch Farbody, one of the few ancient gods still alive. Farbody wasn't a transmigrator. He was a survivor from the modern era who got turned into an ancient god. But here's the thing. Ancient gods weren't created through normal pathways. They were directly born as gods. Farbody woke up already at peak power. Already sequence 0. Sound great, right? Wrong. His characteristics were mixed and chaotic. He was formed from the abyss uniqueness, 3 foul monarch characteristics, and 1 abomination characteristic all fused together. As the abyss pathway true god, Farbody became the abyss. And the abyss became him. He couldn't separate himself from it. The pathway's corruption made him one of the craziest ancient gods. He wanted to corrupt everything, destroy all order. In the 5th epoch, he existed as the dark side of the universe. Barely conscious, barely in control. Resisting the mother tree of desire's corruption took all his strength. He occasionally answered prayers from cultists, but barely affected reality. Only after the Earth Mother fell asleep did his condition improve slightly. He made a deal with Lumion. He gave up the abomination characteristic. In return, Lumion would carry his mental imprint into the City of Calamity. During the final war against outer gods, Farbody did something incredible. He allied with a master of the Shadow Cottage. They fused into a pitch-black fiend. They drew an outer god's corruption into their own body. While briefly lucid, Farbody cursed himself. He ignited desire into blood-red flames. He turned himself into a seal. He trapped the outer god's consciousness inside. But the flames consumed Farbody's consciousness and spirit completely. He saved the world by becoming a living prison. Forever. Finally, Lilith, the sanguine ancestor, also a survivor from the old days. She was directly born as an ancient god, but unlike the others, she kept her sanity. Her appearance stayed normal. She was called the goddess of beauty and wisdom. She allied with the giant king and elf king. But the giant king betrayed everyone. In the chaos, Lilith dragged 2 other ancient gods down with her. Mutual destruction. Except she didn't actually die. With help from the ancient sun god and Evernight goddess, she used the era uniqueness to steal another god's identity. The giant queen, Omabella. Lilith became the Earth Mother. She joined the Rose Redemption. She became one of the 7 Orthodox gods. She supported empires. She shaped history. During the God War, she got ambushed but survived. She helped Klein advance. But the mother goddess of depravity was about to descend to Earth. To prevent her own corruption, Lilith asked the Evernight goddess to let her die. She wanted to reawaken the mother goddess's resistance, to delay her descent. So Lilith willingly died by Lumion's sword. Before death, she gave a characteristic to Emlyn White. Inside was her mental imprint and fragments of consciousness. Maybe someday, she'll be reborn. 6 people from modern Earth. The ancient sun god split himself and became civilization's foundation. The Evernight goddess manipulated gods like chess pieces and achieved ultimate power. Roselle went mad and sleeps, waiting for salvation. Klein erased himself to become humanity's guardian. Farbody burned himself into an eternal seal. Lilith died hoping for rebirth. This is what godhood costs in Lord of Mysteries. Your sanity, your identity, your very existence. But here's the question that keeps me up at night. If you were offered godhood knowing the price, would you